Hello, welcome to Statics. This is Quentin McRae, and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. What I'm doing right now is this is what I would do generally on the first day of class of a given semester, is to kind of bring up the web page and go over how the class is laid out, what we're going to do, and whatnot. With this being an online class, I'm going to still do that, but I'm going to do it here in video format. So we're going to start. Here is our course website right there. This is now, notice right now I am logged in as a student view, so this is as close as I can get to looking like what you guys will see. Hopefully this is what you guys see. And we're going to start on the main page. Here's our Welcome to Statics class. So the first thing to do, click here for introductory video. That is what you are watching. You can click there and go to see it, but that's what you're watching. So that's going to be the layout here. So let's start like we normally start with the syllabus. We're going to click here on the syllabus. Now in Canvas, syllabus will bring up the schedule of stuff, but I have here attached the actual syllabus, and so let's bring that up. So here's a PDF file of the syllabus. It'll come up here, and let's go and look through this. Okay. As it says, I am Quentin McRae. There's my email address. I don't want you to email me at this address. So if you want to say a letter of recommendation or something like that, then this is the email address to use. So I'm not opposed to using that email address. But in general, when you email me, I would rather you do it through Canvas, through the email process in Canvas. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So it helps me organize how the class is laid out. But this is my this is me. That's my office phone number. It's right there. My office. Is an LAC 117. I have an open door policy. If I'm ever here and you come knocking on the door, knock yourself out. I keep the door closed just because my back is to the door and I don't like having the open door. But you're welcome to stop by anytime. I'll post up office hours as appropriate for the given semester. Okay. The prereqs, you have the prereqs for this class. The text, we're going to talk about this text for a second. The bottom line, it's Vector Mechanics for Engineers. This is Statics, the 9th edition. Okay, I have up through, I believe, the 11th edition now. The short version, I don't care which edition of the book that you get. If you can find a dirt cheap deal for the 8th edition, knock yourself out. The homework is going to be assigned from the 9th edition, but we have them posted on the course website, the actual homework problems. So we'll come back to that in a second. So the bottom line is, I don't care which edition you use, but you need to do the homework from the 9th edition, which is available online anyways. Okay. The objectives, stated the objectives, basically we're going to learn statics. We're going to study forces on things not accelerating, right? So in constant either constant velocity, which is usually not what we're going to work on, and usually we're going to spend our time on things that are stationary, not moving. The layout of the class, here's the deal. I'm going to come down here. Homework assignments. There's going to be 15% of your grade is on the homework assignments. And as I said, it's going to be assigned from the 9th edition of the book. I don't care where you do it, but I don't care which edition you use as a reference for you, but you need to do the homework from the 9th edition. So let's come over here. We're going to come in here, we're going to click on assignments, okay? So on the assignments, you have, hopefully, here's the homework. Okay, so I'm going to click on Chapter 2 homework. Okay, so here's the Chapter 2 homework. Here are the problems from the 9th edition, 15, 16, 6, 7, blah, blah, blah. So here's all the problems. And you'll find on all those, you have a little link right here. So I'm going to click on that link. And what it is there's simply a PDF file that has all the homework problems, right? So you can come and say, hey, I need to do problem 15. Okay, fair enough. So I need to do 215 right here. And so it's listed right here. And I need to do problem 16. So I do this one. I need to do problem 6. So I'm going to scroll back and look at problem 6, right? And so do the problems from this. Okay, the homework assignments. You need to grade them when you turn them in. Okay, so on this problem, 140, there's I don't know, like 24 problems assigned here. So when you turn this thing in, I need a big fat thing on the front of your paper saying, I did 24 out of 24, or I did 20 out of 24. I will go through and check them to still verify that that's true. But a lot of times, so like for instance, this is a good example. It's the first one. It's 15 and 16, and then number 6 and number 7 and 10. They're kind of funky order. This order actually makes sense. It's based on it's based on the way that we're taught the problems. But I had to understand if someone did say 6 first, 7, and so on. And so I want you to grade the homework and put I did this many of them, and that way when I am going through and checking them and saying, hey, okay, he did problem 15, yeah, I did 16, yeah. If you said that you did 24 out of 24 and I only find 22, then I can go back and look and say, oh, okay, there's that problem. The other thing is later in, I don't know, chapter 4 and probably chapter 6, there's some of the homework problems that, it's like one problem will be do the x-axis and then another problem will do the y-axis, and maybe you just did them both at the same time in the beginning. This gives me a way to it makes it possible to grade it. So here's the thing: when you do your homework, if you make it hard for me to grade, I'm going to be grumpy and I'm not going to give you the full credit. So make it clean and organized. Make it really obvious. This is problem 15. This is problem 16, and whatnot, and then submit your grade there. Okay. The homework, I will not grade it for right or wrong. Okay, basically this should be a free 15% of your grade because I know everyone has access to the solutions. There's what I think it's called Chegg. There's different things that people have. So what I did, if you come here to modules, okay, so the modules of the class, and we'll go back to this a little bit. So we're going to come to chapter 2. Chapter 1 is just kind of an introductory thing, but chapter 2, we're going to come down here and you have the chapter 2 homework. And here's the actual PDF file that I just brought up. Now, I posted the solutions for all the homework problems. Okay, they're in a PDF format. They're right here. It is on every student to go through and make sure that you did the problems right. Okay, so you have access to the solutions. So for the first one, it takes a second to load up. Come on, you can do it. Here, oops, just overshot it. So there's the first homework assignment. Wow. Sorry, this is going a little slow. So we're going to do this problem. So this is the problem. And then, lo and behold, there are the answers. Okay, that's the solutions. So you can verify your answers. Okay, the thing with the solutions, I'm a little bit torn on providing the solutions. But again, I know that a bunch of you guys have access to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and provide it to everyone. But you need to be careful with the solutions. Don't just do your homework by, it's really easy to come in here and say, okay, this problem, I need to do this by trig. Okay, how do I do that? Oh, yeah, that's alpha, that's beta. Okay, yeah, that's easy. And then you just copy this down and call it good, right? That you will have a very rude awakening when you go to take your first test if that's how you've done your homework. It seems really simple when you're just looking at it on here, but when you go to take your first take your first test when you don't have access to that in front of you, it's going to be very shocking that you don't know as much as you thought you knew. So when you're doing your homework, please be aware. Use these solutions as necessary. Use them to, when you get stuck. I don't think that any one problem should be taking you 5 hours. If you've been spending a long time on it and you're stuck, go ahead and look at the solutions and help you out. But you need to know, be careful with it. You know yourself. Everyone knows themselves better than I can know, what to help you with. So make sure you go through and don't rely on them fully, but use them as a resource to help you out. Now, here's another thing. I have posted video solutions for some of the homework problems. So you have solutions for all of the homework problems on these course websites. But going back to the modules for a second, this is where most of the stuff is going to be. Again, I have posted here, Chapter 2 homework videos. So if you click on that, this is a YouTube playlist that I put together. This is unfortunately not what you're going to see because this is logged in as me. But you're going to go through and see the different, so these are the ones that I have done so far. I'll be posting, onesie twosies here and there. And so I think this problem is, I try to go through and problems that people struggle with, I do some videos. So if you have a question on one of the problems, if I get a couple emails saying, hey, problem this is causing me a problem, then I can go through and do another video on that and post it online as well. But know that there are some of the video solutions in the modules, but all of the solutions are in the PDF files, and then on each chapter there's going to be this homework videos YouTube playlist which contains some of the video solutions. Okay, and so one thing you're going to want to check for updates. I think now I do not claim to be a YouTube expert, but I think that if you go through and subscribe to my channel, then you will get updates when I post new things. Okay, so that's going to be 15% of your grade. The next part, quizzes. Now there is a quiz for every chapter except for chapter 1 because that's just kind of an intro, worth 20 points. It's at the end of every chapter. Okay, so here's the deal with the quizzes. The quizzes, they're worth 20 points. You have two chances to take them, okay? You have as much time as you want. You can take them anywhere you want, okay? And you have as much time as you want. But there is an end date. So let's come here and let's look at the Chapter 2 quiz. So this is due on May 25th, okay? And so you click on that, and it's going to bring you up to this quiz. Okay, so I can go through and take the quiz, please. Well, that's not what I expected it to be. Anyways, I can go through and I'm going to take the quiz. Okay, I'm not sure why this isn't working, so I'm going to leave the student view. Boom. And we're going to come here to the quiz, and I'm going to show you, this is a type of quiz. So these are what the quizzes are going to be. So for every chapter, these quizzes, you come here and you just go through and you fill out your stuff. So there's a few multiple choice questions. In general, it's going to be usually a number that you punch in. Okay, a word on the quizzes. Okay. There you have two opportunities to take them. It will take the highest grade. Just so you know that it randomizes the numbers, okay, for the most part. So this one, you can tell right here, these numbers are going to be randomized, okay? And so if you get this problem right, and then say you miss a couple of problems, so you're taking it the second round, don't just copy and paste your answers from the first round, because they won't be the same, okay? The idea of letting you take it 2 times is simply to say, hey, okay, did I make just a kind of a dumb math mistake? I understand the idea, but I just, 2 plus 2 is not equal to 5. This time it's only equal to 4, so I got to put it in right. You know, that type of thing. Or did you just not understand the idea? You won't be able, you'll see right or wrong, but you won't be able to see you won't be able to see the true answer until after the date that's listed. So I'm going to come back here, and if coming back to the student view, when you look at the student view, what you guys are going to see, you're going to see a due date for these quizzes, okay? So this quiz happens to be due, say, I think it said May 25th. Okay, so this one happens to be due May 25th, and it's going to be available till May 25th. So on the morning of May 26th at 12 a.m., all of a sudden you'll be able to see the answers, and so you can check and see your answers. Okay, so here's the deal. Due to the technology, due to the fact that on May 26th, the answers will be available, I will not give extension for the quizzes, time extensions. Okay, I have to be very rigid on this. This is a non-negotiable thing. If you miss the quizzes, you're going to miss the quizzes. Because of that, I will go through and I will drop the lowest quiz score. Okay, so if your cat dies and you can't get to it that day, I understand and I feel bad for you, but that is built into the system by dropping the lowest test score. Okay, so please don't ask for any extensions. I will not give you extension. Now, having said that, please don't rely on dropping the lowest test score by doing bad early on, because you're going to find that they can be challenging, and you want to go ahead and put all your effort into doing them throughout the semester. If you've aced them all, then don't do the 9th one. Good for you, right? Or chapter 9. But in general, you go through and put an effort to do all those things in advance. So that's quizzes. Okay, so that's 25% of your grade is going to be due to for those quizzes. And lastly is exams. And this is where it's going to change slightly from what you've seen in the past. There's going to be 4 exams, okay? They're worth 100 points each. The final will just be the last exam. It'll be the 4th test, okay? It's going to be worth the same as the other test. So on all these exams, you'll have 2 hours. You're going to be able to use a 3x5 note card. To take the exams, you're going to come here to the class home page, right? And you're going to click on testing. Hey, look at that. There's a testing link right there. And you're going to go through and you can set up a schedule, follow these links to actually set up on the schedule where to take it. Which brings us to the schedule. Let's go back to that for just a second. Again, coming back to, in this case, modules. So, I'm sorry, syllabus. We have the schedule for the summer semester. Here you go. Here is the schedule. This may change slightly depending on the semester that you're at, but the idea is still the same. You're going to have this schedule. Okay, the quiz. This quiz is due Wednesday night midnight, and then the solutions become available the next day. The test. You're going to be given 2 days to take the test, and it's going to be on these dates. So test 1's this date, so you have to set it up and take it on these days. Test 2, set it up, take it on these days, and so on. And then again, the final is going to be simply going to be the last test. Okay, here's the deal with exams. I I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not trying to make the exams hard. The exams are going to be gratuitously. I go through and take homework problems that are assigned in the books that we didn't do in class for the most part. Sometimes I might make up some other problems, but in general, they're going to be very, very similar, if not exactly the same as the homework problems. I've actually taken to grabbing a couple of the actual homework assignments and just without even changing them, even putting them in the test, just to have a couple of the problems straight from the homework. So to prepare for the exams, what I would strongly suggest you doing is to go through and do the homework. Be able to go through and knock out the homework without having to really think about any of the problems. At every single problem, I can do this. It's not hard. I know how to do this without having to think too much about it. If you can do that, then you will be in good shape. Now, again, the test will generally be problems from the book. And so if you go through and do there's like 150, 200 problems on each chapter. If you do all those, you know what, you deserve to ace this class. Good for you. Okay, and then you'll do great. But realistically, I will try to pick problems. Well, quite frankly, I tried to pick homework problems that are representative of what I want, and therefore, on the test, I will try to pick problems that are similar to the homework problems, and so that should give you an idea of what to expect on the test. And speaking of tests, let's come here and look at here. Under the modules, on each chapter, you're going to find that there's a little sample exam for each chapter. Now, these sample exams are a little misleading. These sample exams were done when there was an exam for every single chapter. Okay, so this sample exam, this is exam 3, this is chapter 4. Okay, this is when you take the test on chapter 4, it's going to be on chapter 4 and 5, and you'll have 2 hours to take a test on chapter 4 and 5. This was based on having one chapter, just chapter 4, and having 2 hours to take that chapter 4 test. So basically, this is twice as long as what I would expect in the class. Okay, but this is a good example. Here's an image. This is I'm sure in one of the books the answers. This is just a homework problem that's been taken from one of the books that was not assigned. Okay, here's the deal. Here are the answers. You can check your answers. I am not going to provide solutions for these problems, and that is on purpose. Now, if you're having problems and you want help, you can email me. I can try to help you through here, but I'm not going to provide solutions because here's the basic layout of the class. Homework assignments. Okay, idea is being fairly low stress. It's not worth a whole lot of your grade. It's worth a bit. You should do it. Don't not do your homework. It's worth 15%. That should be just a total freebie on the grade, right? You have access to the solutions. You have access to video solutions for some of them. That should just be easy. Quizzes. Now all of a sudden you have a lot of time. You have pretty much unlimited time, but you don't have the answers. Okay, so it's a little more stressful. It's a next level of challenge. And then the exams, you're going to have both a fixed amount of time, you have 2 hours, and you don't know the answers. So that's kind of building up to that. If I give you the solutions for these sample exams, then it's just literally another homework problem because they are the same problems as the homework problem. And then if you've kind of trained yourself to look at the solutions of the homework problems, all of a sudden you're going to be, again, a slightly rude awakening when you go to take the test and you realize, oh, I don't actually know how to do this. I was relying too much on the solutions. So I'm not going to provide the solutions there. You have the access to the answers, so you can see if you did it right, but I'm not going to provide the solutions. Okay. Grading scale, pretty standard fare grading scale. Just go through the rest of the syllabus. There's the ADA, DRC. Bottom line with the DRC, please tell me just so that I can be prepared for if there's anything that, if you're dealing with the Disability Resource Center, please let me know so that I can be prepared and know how to, again, help be ready for any special considerations that need to be taken. But please know that telling me is not sufficient. The real answer is I need to get a letter from the DRC saying this person is going to need these accommodations for the test. So let me know if that's going to come down the pipe. Title IX stuff, go through and look through the rest of this. Here in the syllabus, these are the homework problems again listed here. So you can come here, you can go to the course website or anything else. Now let's look through the rest of these modules real quick. The way this class is going to be laid out basically is this. For every chapter, again, I'm going to skip chapter 1, go through and watch that. It's not unimportant. It's just there's no homework assignments for this. But let's come here and look at chapter 4, say. For every chapter, there's a PowerPoint file. So if you can click on this, it'll download the actual PowerPoint file. And there's a video playlist. And this is a key. You're going to come onto this video playlist again. This will look slightly different because you're not going to be logged in as me. But it's on every video. There's boom. There is a video. I'm going to mute that because it's just weird hearing watching a video of a video. But you go through and watch the video. This is the lecture. You can go through and watch this. And then you will find that the next one is there's example problems. So there's lecturing for 5 to 10 minutes, and then there's going to be an example problem. So here's an example problem. You go through, and so these are the example problems from the book. So you can go through and track it in the book as well. So you have access to this, and then go through, and there's more lecture problem. Oh, sorry, this one happens to have, it looks like 2 examples, and then 3 examples. Can we go for 4? Nope. Okay, 3 examples, and then a little more lecture, right? And so this is the playlist, okay? So you can go through at any point in time and obviously just look at any one thing in the playlist, you know. So here's the example. So here's the playlist, right? So here's the lecture, 3 examples, a little more lecture, another example, and then the summary, a little more lecture, a very short summary here at the end. So this is the basic layout that you're going to see on all of the video playlists. So in the modules, for every module, you're going to have the PowerPoint file, the video playlist, so the lecture and example problems. You're going to have the homework assignment, okay? You're going to have the PDF file of the homework assignment. You're going to have the solutions, the PDF file. There's a video of, again, the various solutions. There's 2, 3, 4 problems for most of the chapters here, and I'll continually just add little onesie twosies here and there to flesh that out larger, to have more of those. There's the quiz is listed here in the modules, and then lastly there's the sample exam, and then you're going to take the exam in person. So that's the basic flow of the course website. So what I need you to walk away now is the last thing. It's these assignments. Okay, sorry, not the assignments, the announcements. I will post announcements here in this class. This looks like the last semester's announcements. But basically what I need you to do is I need you to spend the time to go through and set up Canvas to give you a heads up of any announcements. I am not going to email people. I am going to post announcements. So if, say, the schedule changes slightly or anything like that, the way I'm going to deal with that is that I'm going to post an announcement and expect that you see it fairly shortly. Now within Canvas you can go through and set it up to do texting, emails. There's all sorts of options that you can do. So now I'm going to leave the student view to show you how to do this. And I might regret this, but I think it's here in settings. You go through, click in settings, and log in. Apparently with the right password would help. And then, so here I can go through and you can do ways to contact, edit settings, I believe. Anyways, you can go through here and go through and say, hey, oh, it's right here, notifications. Okay, my notification preferences. Well, here's all my notification preferences. Well, you can add other contact information, right? But all I care about is that discussions, you should probably get immediate notification. So again, you have the different options are immediate or weekly or something like that. Conversations, and definitely alerts or announcements. So go through and set that up to be where you need it to be. So this is 2010. Okay, I think that is all I want to go through for this first introductory video. There is an early assignment. Oh, yeah, that's the last thing. There's an early assignment. Come here. Under assignments, you will see the first assignment is to introduce yourself. So I realize this is an online class, and the nature of an online class is that you're not necessarily here, but I still would like to have a reference of who it is that is in the class. So please put a picture. So now you'll notice, I don't know in the video that you're watching, I know that this is me because I recognize myself. But in general, people will put like avatars here that are not inappropriate, but just so small that I can't tell who it is. So please post a full-size picture, and so there you go. That's a little creepy. That's a little too full-size. But post a full-size picture so I can see who it is that's in the class, and get on this. This is not extra credit. This is 25 points. So this is real points in your part of the overall homework assignment. Okay, so that's under here under the assignments. This is first first introduce yourself. You could also go through on the home page and click on right here, and that'll take you to the same place. So please fill out the introduction. Let us know who you are. Tell us, just again, it's not a dating site. I don't particularly care if you like long walks in the rain. Just give a rundown. This is who I am. I'm in this level of schooling. I'm mechanical engineering. I'm civil engineering. I'm whatever it is that you're doing. And that's that for this class. Okay, again, statics. This is going to be a good class. This is a challenging class. For a lot of people, this is one of your first, core engineering classes that you're going to take, but it's very doable. It's learnable. Please contact me. If you have questions, I will try to be responsive to my emails. If you have any issues, contact me. Let me know. I'll try to help out in any way I can. This is basic stuff that all engineers really should have a basic understanding of statics, and you're going to build from it. So you want to understand this and get a good handle on it. And that's it. So I look forward to the semester, and I look forward to talking to you.